Not Chelsea a serious laughing stock, to be very honest with you. But it looks as if all of a sudden Chelsea are now the reference point in terms of football everywhere in the world. And I'm saying this because Ancelot's pretty much interview, Arteta pretty much interview, Josep Guardiola pretty much interview. Almost all of those managers, you'll be something about Chelsea in Chelsea project. And almost everybody is saying that it looks as if Chelsea are on the right track. In fact, before people just used to talk about Tika, Chelsea are spending and almost spending Sky and I say. But now, everybody tends to understand that now Chelsea is a reference point in terms of talking about how teams are supposed to be run, and if you want to be radical in terms of being successful. Of course, in terms of the conversation, other ones, Enzo Maresca in the pre-match press conference, you had a conversation with him. Ruben Amorim and a pre-match press conference. Liverpool phone at your Christmas picture and they put it out in a nice one. Of course, we'll start for Manchester United. Originally, games are going to start. Our English Premier League game, and a lot of the games that are also from tomorrow is the 25th of December, and of course on Boxing Day there are going to be a lot of the games. Our English Premier League game, and then we'll have a conversation. Of course, it starts on Thursday, rather on Boxing Day, Manchester, and obviously Manchester City, Everton. There's going to be Bournemouth versus Crystal Palace. There's Chelsea versus Fulham, Newcastle versus Aston Villa. All of these matches are on. But have you asked yourself, say, what has been some of the monumental happenings throughout the year 2024? And then you see what football in 2024 you've been thinking about. Let me hear from you in the comment section. What did you see from football? Then a football year, what's that upset thing that happened? I think for me, one of the biggest additions in 2024 was senior. One day I woke up and a certain boy, Nigerian blood, born in Fulham in England, called Ademola Lookman, took Europe and the world by storm, scoring in a hat-trick, the first one in the major European final by any player, Ademola Lookman. And I said, for Atalanta, when they played against the Bayern Leverkusen side, na Obia and Shomu throughout the season, they have not lost a single game. Again, sad game in the Makuma Super, because there were a lot of African players in there. There was Kosunu for Atalanta, there was Ademola Lookman himself, there was obviously my brand here, your friend Jeremy Frimpong. He plays for the Dutch national team bias. He has an African blood. There was also Edmond Tapsoba. I was our team. There was Victor Boniface. I was our team. I think that it was a very, very good time. Atalanta won the Europa League this season. It was the very first time any team from Italy had won the Europa League in a modern day trophy. It hadn't happened before. But away from that also, it was the very first time in the history of Team friend Atalanta. And what a job. Gian Piero Gasperini. For me, in writing Italian football and folklore, anything without the name of our brand here friend Gian Piero Gasperini is probably not well written. He's an excellent manager in everything. And with him, one funny thing is that a lot of the times attackers will struggle. Once they go to Atalanta and they work under Gian Piero Gasperini, they tend to get a job done. Go back and look at the story of Zapata. Player that was struggling in the Italian Serie A, goes in there, gets the goals in there. There was another player from South America called Murillo. He was accused of being overweight in a lot of the team in Italian Serie A. They didn't want to get him. He goes to Atalanta, gets the job done. Abrantia, your friend Ademola Lookman himself, suffered, struggled. Everton, Leicester, Fulham, all of these places Ademola Lookman struggled. Went to Atalanta and then he became the African best player of the year. We can talk about Abrantia. Your friend Gianluca Scamacca, excellent player across everywhere that you wanted to see Gianluca Scamacca. Born in the Italian Serie A. Of course, from there, Western Forberton and Koyeba, he's back again just by way of injuries. People have not seen him. There are a lot of the names. Rasmus Hojlund and Gianluca Scamacca for Gian Piero Gasperini was one of the best managers that you could get. Gasperini is definitely one of those managers. Juma, he is good at doing the job. See, when Todd Bolimo was starting what they were doing, people criticized them. Mr. Merry Christmas. Say, wherever you are, Merry Christmas. I have Fiifi-Manfred YouTube. You're one of the best football tactical analysis, pre-match analysis, post-match analysis there. It doesn't get any better from her. we understand the game and then we explain the game in the minutest of detail for you to also understand and appreciate game now open. Inti ahade you enjoy the analysis. Inti say almost subscribe to subscribe to channel no what because ahade you back to back constant analysis ahade the fro. Inti almost subscribe. Say never any the content tomorrow you're the first person to have and also turn your notification. Say never you will know say anytime there the baby you be notify no what me enjoy analysis now I say on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Have you seen what Ineos have done? Charlie, we know the same Sergeant Ratcliffe and Uncle Focus say Obeto Chelsea Football Club because this is pathetic. Ineos for the corner. They bought the sporting side of Manchester United to direct the sporting affairs. But the business decisions are very funny. Very ruthless. In fact, they've laid off a lot of Manchester United fans. And now the report from the Athletic is saying, Manchester United fans, or staff, or morale at a record low. They talk about the fact that Sergeant Ratcliffe cancelled Christmas party and stuff like that. Cutting the Christmas party because widespread upset around the club. It's estimated that Manchester United saved around 250,000 by cancelling the Christmas party, according to the Athletic. Of course, it's about saving the money, they are fine. But then these things bring about the camaraderie, brings about the closeness, the friendship and stuff like that in class with Manchester United. I don't know why Manchester United for no Akatino, but it's an issue of Ineos for a group of people that people have always had issues with. And as it stands now, results now back next Koye, and obviously, of course, Sergeant Ratcliffe, so it's not getting it right in terms of whatever that he wants to do. Ruben Amorim on why Manchester United are 13th English league. I say I knew I would solve all the problems of this club, even in this league. Unbeside about what the club does, the issues over the Manchester United first team, head chef Omar Zain has left the club after 2 years to become executive chef at McLaren Formula One team. He has been hugely popular with United first team squad. But he has left there. Of course, Manchester United player friend Diego Dallo has gone on to do some donation work out Greater Manchester Common. And it's a good one. Wolves for manager. Wolves and Manchester United never come. But mind you, Wolves new manager bounce. Me manager friend of Victor Pereira. Don't forget that Victor Pereira not a manager, not what the Brazilian league him on. He went on to go and coach our Brazil. In fact, Ojai a very, very difficult job in Brazil to go and take on the Flamengo Ejumano. Now the plan was that Flamengo for so Omo in the Club World Cup they need a European coach to go in there and go and do the job for them. And can only do normal conquer the European trophy, but it didn't work out as a Portuguese. Of course, he went and then he lost. His name is Victor Manuel de Oliveira Lopes Pereira, 56 years of age, from Portugal currently. Oye Jumama Wolverhampton Wanderers, of course. Oye Jumano for the managerial career. He has coached FC Porto junior side, Espinho Porto, Santa Clara, Porto assistant, Al Ali Olympiacos, Fenerbahce, 1960 Munich, Shanghai SIPG, Fenerbahce Corinthians, and Ofri Corinthians. And Ojai Jumano to Okofa Flamengo. Now it caused widespread issue. Our Brazil Crown, Nokofa Flamengo, that is when he decided, said, so Akofa Flamengo, Flamengo phone decided they wanted to take a European coach to the Club World Cup. I'm going to do semi-final on the crowd. And a Saudi Arabian team, Yomu. Now, he is a new coach for Team Wolverhampton Wanderers, obviously brought in by the super agent Jorge Mendes, or your Portuguese, Amorim, your Portuguese, into a Portuguese game. And of course, Victor Pereira spoke about Ruben Amorim. Amorim is the new generation of Portuguese coach with a lot of talent and communication, tactical, strategical talent, and I believe he will do very good work in the Premier League. That's what Victor Pereira echoed about Ruben Amorim over there. Working on a relationship between Sergeant Ratcliffe and the Glazers has been described as friendly and running smoothly over there. Ratcliffe and the Glazers, there's nothing wrong with them. Everything seems to be going in the right way over there in terms of that conversation. Now, huge games and a lot of the managers have spoken. In fact, in the last few hours, Enzo Maresca didn't come up. He spoke about a lot of the things, the tactics, the plan for game against Fulham. It's a huge game, and at Chelsea against Fulham. But of course, Manchester City will start a conversation with team and friend of Everton. That's where the conversation starts. The pre-match press conference, Josep Guardiola has had a conversation. Few people have, they're good ones. He goes on, Erling Haaland is so important for us. He is also so important for us. He has been, and he will try to do things better, to use him better. Pep Guardiola, the guys are running and making efforts more than ever. It's the many little details or big details that come all together, and a good one that we are. But we have another opportunity on Boxing Day to try and win for the players to come back. And in certain time, we will be better. Of course, talking about the fact that they have to put in an effort over the on Boxing Day. But Maresca said Everton played against Chelsea. Chelsea dropped points. Everton played against Arsenal. Arsenal dropped points. It's definitely not going to be easy for Josep Guardiola and then Mancity when they play against Everton. On Boxing Day, we'll wait to see. Mancity News versus Everton. We train this afternoon, and then we will see which of the players is available. Pep Guardiola aiding comment about the possibility of the players are available after they do their training today. After that, John Stones ruled out for the game against Everton. Another injury for Josep Guardiola and then Mancity, and still talk with the doctors. Apparently, if he could not continue in the second half against Villa, it's because he will not be ready over there. Guardiola, we have to get results as quick as possible. Talking about Manchester and what's in there for them. Of course, Enzo Maresca also went in with the pre-match press conference, the sad one, and he said, Chelsea team, there is the absence of Abrantia, your friend Romeo Lavia. Still, Enzo Maresca saying that Romeo Lavia is going to be available for the China game, how many team, your friend Fulham, our English Premier League on Thursday actually. One of the London derbies, not Chelsea. Again, it is not going to be a game. Brantia, your friend Romeo Lavia, fit. He says, "Are you ready or born again?" But then he's not going to be fit and then ready to play inside game. Now Enzo Maresca spoke about a lot of things also over there for himself and of course for club. You better do some common will do the analysis also. But see, we said many times we are ahead of our expectations in terms of the way we were playing with points. For us, the main focus is to see how we can improve the players game by game and improve on them. It's not about the pressure from the players or the club or me saying that we are not in the title race. For me, it's the reality. I would like to have that kind of pressure, and hopefully soon we can have that kind of pressure. Chelsea's very good home record, and that's what he's talking about. Say, when he talk about Chelsea team now, go say, Chelsea are in the title race. Not say it's not like that. In terms of what he's seen is our reality, But of course, the truth of the matter is that regardless of whatever happens, Chelsea are in the title race. Chelsea were very, very good home form against Fulham when they play at home. And even last season under Mauricio Pochettino, Chelsea were able to beat Fulham. But mind you, Fulham team, you see another tricky team. This morning, I spoke about Alex Iwobi as an inside 10. I spoke about the other inside 10s that will be teaming. I spoke about how physical our center backs here. But one of these teams are as aggressive, too compact like Everton. Just too defensively minded. They will also want to attack. So in all of those things now, someone attacking there, then there's going to be space for Chelsea. Chelsea makes me a spaces kakra. Then they can go on and then head team up. Your friend Fulham. We'll talk about the details of our tactical analysis thing. So don't worry about that. Now he went on and he spoke about how at Chelsea our good form at home against team up. Your friend Fulham. Or say it's football. Brentford game was on the other side and we won them. I don't pay attention to the past games. The results you cannot control, but you can control the one you have to go and play. In Italy, we used to celebrate Christmas on the 24th. Or say, Italy there. No, on Christmas, on the eve of Christmas, and you may know. I'm talking about how he's going to celebrate Christmas. In terms of we have the dinner with the family and kids. We try to enjoy that. And of course, don't be sad about Romeo Live. I see Romeo, but he is fit, but he's not fit for the game against him, my friend Fulham. It goes on to say it's going to be an open-minded game. But at the same time, it's good that the players have to focus on what they have to do, and we are here to try and help them. Most of the time, we try to explain. On Enzo Fernandez will say he is very happy. On Bisani say Mihailo Mudryk, Saudi Arabia, share about between the countryman Alexander Isak, any fellow Englishman, Tyson Fury. Now, Enzo Maresca can see yes, it's time for him and so detach it, no focus on other things while they wait for what the doping committee never can and the conversation around it. It looks as if Enzo Maresca there, he has given the all clear with Chelsea and the things that he had to do. Any more football understanding my name, and of course, Reece James was in training, Romeo Lavia was in training, and all the conversation over there. We'll share all the analysis. Enzo Maresca said we are ahead of our expectations, talking about Chelsea preparation. Marco Silva, Fulham former manager, didn't come about Chelsea. I see they are very, very good. It's quite clear there. A football club that has spent money in such a short period of time, the quality was there. For the young players, it's not easy to find a club with so many young players performing. They are very good, very confident to play in that system, and they have been dominant in most of their games. It's another big challenge for us, and we wait to see how that happens. Of course, I think that this is going to be a game where Chelsea should be able to win. I mean, difficult, tricky game, just like Everton match, but any match at Chelsea into me winning. Enzo Maresca spoke about Enzo Fernandez, and also he likes how he plays. Spoke about Maresca, I said also Pedro won the ball over there. Of course, Noni Madueke in an interview besides who is his best player on Nedin Komo. Madueke said the favorite player on Nedin Komo, Thiago Silva. The guy is unbelievable. I used to go against him in training sometimes and think this man's double my age. He can still take the ball off me. I think I'm pretty good with the ball at my feet. So it's just mad. And talking about him. Top 3 performing Chelsea players stands now. Cole Palmer, Kukurea, and Abranti Fernand, Moise Caicedo in there. And how good that they have been. Reece James and Maresca in training. And there is a full team training. And it's a very, very good sign for Chelsea Football Club. And my Thursday games are. So it's going to be a game a little dicey, a little more difficult. Going to be hinged on certain things. The physicality of Fulham for them, how good their blocks can be. Our game, it's going to be important. I think that the biggest welcoming one for Chelsea and it's our bench friend Marco Correa is going to be back into the team. I think that Marco Correa's absence, even in the game against Liverpool, that Marco Correa, I think if he was there, something probably would have been done. In the game against Bournemouth, we saw how difficult it was until Marco Correa was in them. I think Marco Correa is very, very important in all of the things that Chelsea perform here. So no Lavia again on Boxing Day. I hope when you say Marco Correa, Enzo Maresca is not going to play Malo Gusto in a left half pick. Left half pick, I think it won't happen. He needs to get it out. He has tried it several times and that stuff, it doesn't work. Well, Marco Correa back, but it'll be interesting to see where he will invert him. I think that Marco Correa will go into the right half space and then he will play a 3-back with Abantia, Yefreno, Malo Gusto, Tosin Adrabiayo, and Levi Cole. Then he can push Abantia Freno, Marco Correa into the left half space over there. And of course, in the middle is going to be Enzo Caicedo pivots, maybe an aggressive pivot. You see, now it looks as if Enzo has gotten the physicality. See, in the game against Everton, Caicedo was winning some balls. Charlie, Caicedo has become solid. I think he was solid. Enzo Maresca said, I said it last year when Liverpool faced Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final. I saw an amount of Liverpool fans players played and the Chelsea ones, and there's a huge difference. This shows the experience you need to be in that title race and how good it can be. He talks about the fact that he creates a lot and Umbisa about January transfer window. I will bring in that conversation on the January transfer window. So I said we have a clear idea about the players, but probably we could have players that because they are not playing a lot, they will leave or something like this. But in this moment, it's not something that we pay attention to. Also, because we have still 2 or 3 games before then, and then we will see. I was asked about how clinical his team can be. Enzo Maresca doesn't think the lack of experience is affecting the clinical nature of his team over there, which is an important thing that Enzo Maresca will be doing. Of course, Jadon Sancho, Andre Santos, and Javier Mangasomo training. Personally, he is much better, but unfortunately, not fit for the game against Fulham over there. And I think that Marco Correa, sometimes it's more about understanding the position and the game. Mark is doing very well, and in the last 2 games has scored 2 goals. In the previous game, when he was playing as a winger against Leicester, he also did very well. But it's only about Mark. The players are all understanding more where they have to stand, where they have to be. And like I've said several times, coaches like Enzo Maresca, it's really about positional play in the zones you have to be in relation to the ball and to your opponents. They're very, very important and how good to get the best out of teams, any games now on. These are things that it's very, very important. Things that we want to look at in terms of how Chelsea can compete going forward. Our matches, we wait to see how that one goes on. I'll start conversations in terms of the conversation around when it comes to transfers over the January, and there are a lot of transfer conversations. The won't come up possibly how transfers to players ever going for Lamine Yamal, more conversations where all of these players are going, transfer market. Emma some update, any quick transfer update. I will say in the FNC, I will say Christmas ranking as it stands now. There are a lot of Christmas ranking in there. We'll talk about the transfers first. Cristiano Ronaldo, goals are more important in the game, but other things are important as well. One of the things that Arsenal are likely to have in a branch friend Randall Colomwani. Randall Colomwani is going to join Arsenal probably in January. He's a player that Paris Saint-Germain would want to see out. Obviously, Kenan Yildiz from Juventus is another player in the sight of FC Liverpool, and of course Barcelona, an important player for them. The rumor mill is also reporting said Darwin Nunez may move on. If you listen to Enzo Maresca, he's saying that Chelsea don't have any plans to go and buy anybody, but most likely says some players are going to go. Obviously, the players that are struggling over there. Game number 49 Mez can get through these injury issues soon. Romelu Lavia-Smith, 49 games as a Chelsea player. That's staggering. Very, very staggering over there. But guys, this is where we draw the curtain. On Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, even in addition, you catch out Christmas. A lot of people are on break, but for us here, we'll bring you back to back content. See you. Merry Christmas and do take care. See you. Bye-bye.